I wanted to take a second. Hi, everyone. I wanted to take a second and kind of talk to you a little bit about your strategic management project, your final paper, which is coming up very soon. You guys have done an awesome job so far. I'm very proud of you. You have really worked hard on these papers that you've been doing since the course started. And what happens is in this final paper, what we're going to be doing is building a final paper, which is going to include all the material that you guys have been gathering so far. So we started with a SWOT analysis where we looked at the strengths and weaknesses of the Walmart Corporation. And from there, I had each of you write a paper on the vision and mission statement of Walmart and tell us whether or not you supported it. And then we move forward into setting 3 goals for Walmart. Most of you have amazing papers and all of you have great information. Now, as you compile your final paper, what you're going to be doing is writing a report in the sense of kind of stating as if Walmart had hired you and wants to get your strategic plan, your strategic ideas for their company. So in this paper, you're going to give them a history of the Walmart Corporation and how it came to be what it is today. Talk about its mission or its vision statement and why its mission or vision statement is appropriate. So either then, as you go forward, talk about how they need to stick with it and move forward with these goals, or why an adjustment would be necessary, and then move forward with these goals that would support that. And then you're going to talk about goals there for the Walmart program. Remember, you're going to be talking about this is the strength of your company. This is really good. This is what's really weak. And these weaker areas are what we're going to address, or these strengths that you have is what we're going to expand upon. What's really important in this final paper is that you support your answers. So you don't just want to write a long paper that says, this is my experience, and based on my experience, I'm going to tell you what to do. You want to be sure to support your paper with research. Now that research can be directly from the Walmart company. In this year to this year, you showed improvements or didn't show improvements, or this is the dissatisfaction rate, or these are the concerns, and this is what I'm using to justify my paper. Or they could be from an outside source, like what's the best solution to employee dissatisfaction. You might find another article somewhere that says the best ways to improve employee dissatisfaction are A, B, and C. So you could use that as a resource. Whatever you do, just make sure that when you write your ideas in this final paper that you have support for them, so that you are adding those resources both in the text of the paper and on your reference page supporting your ideas. So it's not just you stating your thoughts, but you stating your educated thoughts based on what you've researched. All of you are going to have different ideas. All of you are going to have different thoughts. They're not necessarily right or necessarily wrong. What's important is that you can show that there's justification for your thoughts, and this is how you're going to evidence it. So you all take different angles, and that's fine, and I'm looking forward to seeing some really awesome papers. Now, I know a lot of you haven't been in school for a very long time and are a little bit nervous about citing. So I wanted to remind you that if you go to the library, we have a ton of APA guides that can help you with citing. In addition to that, for the online students, you can use the Ask a Librarian. You can text them, you can email them, you can call them. They are super willing to help. They're super friendly. They're looking forward to helping students. Quite frankly, they get bored. They don't have enough student interaction. They know that we're working on this project, and they're there and they're willing to help. So if you get stuck on something, finding an article, finding a way to support it, where do I put it in here? How can I justify it? Please reach out to them. In addition to that, if you go to the library and you go under resources or in the classroom tab under resources, you're going to find a resource called Smart Thinking. Smart Thinking is basically a review, and it's free. You've already paid for it when you came to school, and it's a review of your papers. And you can submit it as many times as you want, but they do ask for at least 24 hours to get it back to you. So once you've completed your paper and you feel pretty good about it, maybe you're not so sure about the citing, maybe you're not so sure about this or not so sure about that, submit it through Smart Thinking. Then they will give you their feedback of any changes you need to make. That way you know when you turn in that paper, it's a good quality paper. Don't worry if you make mistakes. We all make mistakes. If you didn't make mistakes or you knew all the answers, you wouldn't need to learn it. So that's okay. And this is the process of how we learn it. So you have the tools right there, the Hodges Library, the Smart Thinking resources, and the guides. So please, please don't hesitate to use them. They're right there for you. If you get stuck at all, reach out to me. I'm here to help. You guys have a great day, and I'm really looking forward to reading these papers.